Welcome to the Tomyn Tech Tip, where you can get a quick tech tip in 3 minutes or less. Today's tech tip is about four corners, the activity four corners, and we're going to do that digitally with Jamboards. Jamboards are a fantastic way to do an interactive whiteboard, basically. You can share ideas, you can brainstorm, you can collaborate live, and it really can be used to support discussion. So they've got lots of great tools. If you use the app, you can actually get even more tools. So if you go on your Chromebook and use the app, you can click on this little link or this little button that's on your Chromebook and then go find Jamboard. It's got even more tools than what you see here. Nice thing about this being a Google tool is that everyone can be involved and live collaborate, like I talked about before. You can choose how they do that. So they could be individual if you wanted to. They could be in small groups, whole class, or just as viewers, depending on how you set the settings. You can also make a template and send out a copy for each student. So just like you would with a Google Doc or something else, you can do that through Google Classroom with the template. Let's go ahead and get into an example. So four corners in a classroom, you would normally have students move to one of the four corners depending on how they felt about a topic or where they thought was the best answer. Well, you can do that same thing with the Jamboard if you set it up like this, where you've got four different corners. Students have these little cards that they can take. They drag it over to the section where they feel like they fall, and then they're going to put their name on it. So they would double click on there and they can put their name. And then I can have that discussion afterwards. Now, the important part about this really isn't just moving to the four corners, just like it isn't that in the classroom. The most important part is the conversation that you have after that. So now we've moved these kids. They're like, oh, we're here and we're here. I can ask those kids, like, why did you move yourself to the place where you did? And they can kind of explain their thinking. And I also allow them to shift. So if they're like, my thinking shifted because of what somebody else said, they can now shift to a different section. Other ways you can do this. So this is another version of a similar activity where they've got their names down below and I give them a topic and then they can move their name on that slider where they feel like they fall. Again, the discussion then would be, hey, Michael, why did you put your name there? And we have that discussion. Next one I like is the verses. So this is where you choose something that is not a right or wrong answer. Really, there's no correct answer here. And you have students choose a side. So they go ahead and choose a side. And then I'm going to ask them, like, Dwight, why did you move to carbon? And he might actually say, well, carbon has these properties, and that's why it's important to life on on Earth. Or I might ask Michael, why did you move to oxygen? And he can kind of support his answer as well. So you have them go to this specific area that they want to choose, but then you're not done. You want to make sure that they explain themselves and they're sharing that thinking that goes along with